Good morning. This is Susan of the North, and this is the weekly overview of the runes of the rune of the day from April 21st through the 27th. So for Sunday, we have drawn the rune Degaz. Degaz is the rune of breakthrough, of conscious expansion, of becoming more than you were before. It's also a rune of the liminal points of the day meeting, dawn and dusk, where if you go to sit outside, you can merge your energy fields with the energy fields of the trees in the forest as they are waking up for the day or going to sleep for the day. And thus you will have a better experience of being, the consciousness of being. For Monday, April 22nd, we have the rune Ak. Ak is the rune of standing alone. It's the oak tree. It's about strength. It's about your capacity to handle a large amount of energy. Drawing this rune today can mean that you are recognized as a leader of leaders in some way. It can mean that you may have people looking to you for help in solving problems that they are not able to discern. It may be that your metal is being tested, as the oak tree was used for wood planking on the Viking ships in the Norse poetry, and it was proven how strong the ship was by how well it could carry you from safety from shore to shore. That is Ak. The rune of the day for Wednesday, Tuesday the 23rd, is Ior. Ior is an interesting rune. It falls on the night of a full moon. So I like to draw the parallel. The moon draws the tides, and water is reminiscent of emotion. And Ior is said to be something of a shapeshifter. So on this particular day, you might want to pay attention to how your moods shift their shape, how moods can transcend from bittersweet to joy to depression to everything in between. You know, so that's just my word for today on this one. Moods being shapeshifters and moods being what motivates us most of the time towards our actions. We might want to think a little bit before we act on how we feel, or make sure that we think what we feel and feel what we think. That is Ior. For Wednesday, the 24th of April, we have drawn the rune Tyr, or Tiwaz, reversed. This rune is about integrity and holding your own integrity and living with your sense of honor, honoring your moral code, but it's reversed. So this could mean that you need to ask yourself the question, am I acting or intending to act in accord with my own integrity, with my own code of honor? Or if it's not relating to you, it could relate to someone in your life who is acting out of integrity, who is acting out of a moral code, out of line with these things. It could mean someone who is a soldier or a warrior, but is instead using his strength to be a bully. That's a very big interpretation here, too. So, who is being bullied? Is there someone you need to protect? So, all of these are associated with the rune Tyr, which is the warrior, and is in its reversed form. On Thursday, April 25th, we drew the rune Gar. Gar is Odin's spear. If we are responding to yesterday's reading, it could mean the consequences of the actions from acting out of integrity. But otherwise, Gar comes up, it has no reversal. Odin used his spear during battles in Viking times to select the chosen among the slain for those who would become his eternal warriors in Valhalla. So these are people who have proven their mettle in battle or in leadership, their capacity to be reliable, to be dependable. It may be that you are being selected for something in the workplace, or that you will be stepping into a greater position of responsibility because you have proven yourself in this way. Gar is also a rune that can be used on the shaman journey. It can snap you up from the root of the tree to Valhalla. I can't snap my fingers. There we go. As loudly as some people. But being taken up to the head guy in Valhalla, so that if you have questions of that nature of conscious expansion, Odin as a god of learning, as the runeteer, as the sage Sanjital, can be one to answer your questions. The rune of the day for Thursday has been Gar. The rune for Friday, April 26th, is Hagal or Hagalaz. This rune is about sudden change, sudden reversal, but it is also in its seed crystal form a rune that speaks to opportunity, to seeds being planted, being nurtured, being cared for, to necessary change and transformation. Sometimes the change can be so unsettling because it rips us loose of our comfort zone, but always this promotes opportunity. On Saturday, we drew a very beneficial rune, Sowilo. This is the rune of the sun. I'm trying to draw it, hold it this way. Looks a little bit like a lightning bolt. Perhaps to the ancients, the yellow gold of lightning was like the yellow gold of the sun in the morning. But either way, it's a call to new life, a new form of life. And this has no reversal. So that the waves of energy going out of the sun are always coming from its center in a spheroid or roundish shape on more than one plane. So all the waves of luck, the sun calls plants out of the soil at the right time. It calls us to being. And if you remember earlier in the week, I spoke of meeting the conscious expansion of being in the Rune de Gaz. Being is the foundation of life itself. And we don't always recognize that because we're so caught up in our conditioned ideals of materiality and having to chase down money and status and the things that we want in life. But it all begins with being, being which promotes us to have desires and ideas that will lead to our own happiness that we then chase and strive for. And that's a good way to end this weekly overview for April 21st to the 27th. This is Susan of the North.